Okay, Mamdani's win on the socialist agenda is fueling the rise of radical candidates who think that is a winning message. Like in Seattle, where mayoral candidate Katie Wilson, who's poised to replicate Mamdani's agenda, is gaining on the incumbent. That race is still too close to call. Over in California, the early favorite to succeed Nancy Pelosi's House seat is Scott Weiner, whose radical legislative record might actually make some of us miss Pelosi. Let's bring in Fox News contributor Mary Catherine Ham. So it does look like maybe the Democrat Party has run off with the circus.
Look, yes, this is a big win here. He is a talent, Mamdani is, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that his talent translates to the ideas and makes them palatable in other places. Now, Seattle and San Francisco are already very liberal, obviously, but I think Democrats do need to worry about something I call too big for your britches-ism. Like, once you've had a good victory, you're really feeling yourself and you're like, yes, democratic socialism is what the people are crying out for. In San Francisco, in fact, when it sort of hit a rock bottom a couple of years ago during COVID, when schools were closed and when the prosecutors wouldn't go after anyone, they did do a couple of recall elections, and even the people of San Francisco were like, yeah, this is a little too far for us. Seattle may be on its way in that direction too. But I think there's another issue, which is that younger voters, and several generations now, don't actually know that socialism doesn't work. And what they're doing in San Francisco or Seattle over these past couple of years is they're running into that bad governance and they're running into the results of it. And I don't think there needs to be a lesson to punish people, but there do need to be literal lessons about how this form of government goes badly for people, particularly those who voted against Mamdani in New York, which were working class voters. There's this huge educational divide.
Right. Well, it certainly is an indictment on the education system and the failure of our educators to actually teach relevant history. But when you look at, obviously you have young people, all over the country. The energy is so much behind those the farthest left candidates in the Democrat Party. And I'm wondering whether or not that is going to actually be sort of surprising for us, those of us who kind of think that, well, Republicans around the country, Elise Stefanik running statewide in New York, for example, is going to be able to run against Mamdani. Is that going to work, or is it going to wind up backfiring and actually just helping energize a lot of those young voters so that it further propels some of these wacky candidates?
Well, again, I think Jonathan Chait in the Atlantic had some good medicine for Democrats, saying like he won because he's talented, and he won sometimes in spite of his radical views. So be careful about that. Yeah. Elise Stefanik is going to look to capitalize on that, because a lot of voters, even if they're going to throw in with somebody that they don't exactly agree with on everything, because he has a nice smile and he's communicating to them about affordability, they might want to hedge against some of his crazier ideas. And she can easily say, hey, I'm going to be in New York. Hochul's going to give him whatever he wants, and I'm not going to do that. So you need us as a guardrail here. And a guardrail for a socialist is a great thing to have.
Sure. And it's been decades that Republicans have been running against Nancy Pelosi all over the country and raising tons of money off of Nancy Pelosi all over the country. And I suspect that they're going to start doing that about Mamdani. Mary Catherine Ham, thank you so much for getting up with us this morning.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.